sins away, and oh, how far He's taken my sins away from me, and oh, how far He's taken my sins away from me. Praise be to the Lord. Let the praise be to the Lord. Praise be to the Lord. Praise be to the Lord. Let the praise be to the Lord. Praise be to the Lord, to the God our Savior, who daily bears, who daily bears, who daily bears our burdens, who daily bears, who daily bears, who daily bears our burdens. Praise be to the Lord. Let the praise be to the Lord. Praise be to the Lord. Praise be to the Lord. Let the praise be to the Lord. Praise be to the Lord, to the God our Savior, who daily bears, who daily bears, who daily bears our burdens. Praise be to the Lord. Let the praise be to the Lord. Praise be to the Lord, to the God.
All right. Good morning. It is now October. I was just trying to get the computer set up, and Jay and I were talking, and snuck up. All right. I guess September felt like it was a long time in some ways. I guess it didn't sneak up on us, but we should be ready for it. But October 1st, 2020, and fall is arriving. We've had a couple of slightly cold days here in Southeast Texas in the mornings, even though Jay is lived in Minnesota a long time. I shouldn't say from Minnesota, but lived in Minnesota for a while with Debbie. So cold here is not quite like cold there, as I've heard some of his stories. But anyway, one jump in. We're going to have scripture readings today. Kind of jump in on our conversation of seeking contentment. I've been doing these interviews for a couple months, few months now, how long it's been. But was thinking in terms of kind of the pandemic and virus stuff and folks being kind of shut in and limited in a lot of ways. And I wanted to kind of reach out to people that I know, some from Indiana, Tennessee, New Mexico. I've interviewed Texas, of course, around the country, and just say, hey, what's going on in your life? Try to introduce a little bit about who they are, so you get a perspective on some of their stories, and then talk about Philippians 4 a little bit, and kind of ask them, hey, what are you doing to seek contentment? Some practical things that you may be doing, some scriptures sometimes, just kind of people's perspective on seeking contentment. So today I have my friend Jay Fleming here, member here at New England Church of Christ, and doing a little in-person interview here. So done a couple of those now, but fun to do that. But anyway, Jay grew up here, and he's graduated from high school. I was thinking that I've heard those stories. So he and his wife Debbie both have a military background through the years, so they travel around quite a bit. She's from Minnesota, and a bunch of her family's still up there, right? For the most part, so they're up there. And then you have 2 grandchildren now, right? Okay, in there in Indiana, right? So okay, and tell us a little bit about them. That's your daughter, right? Okay, so
they've been there years, and 2 years ago, had Josiah.
So he's coming up on 6 months old. Yeah. Yeah. It's always fun. So, then a son in Minnesota, and then and he's just south of Minneapolis. So if you've been watching the news, some of the things going on, maybe some of the stress points there. But he's doing well. He's a little south of down there. Yeah. So.
Yeah, South Town, South Town.
And then your third son lives in Katy. Okay. So they're kind of spread out a little bit across the Fruit Plains, but you guys visit them as much as you can. So we're kind of spread out there. Jay also recently has been laid off from his job, so that's been kind of a little bit of a stress point over the last months as that's approached and kind of came. So kind of another thing going on a little bit. Also another thing that sometimes we in Southeast Texas here forget. I know a lot of you forgot Hurricane which was 3 years ago. Okay. Yeah, time flies by. 3 years ago or so, and they live, Jay and Debbie, his wife, lived in an area that was flooded pretty well. How much did I get?
Yeah,
About 8 inches. Okay. I knew it was somewhere close to it. I couldn't quite remember, but yeah, right. They live in an area, lots of houses, lots of apartments, lots of nursing homes, high density population that was flooded pretty well. And so they've been dealing with that for the last few years and still trying to wrap the last pieces of fixing things back, putting Humpty Dumpty back together. So in their house. So a lot's done on that, but still a little bit more. So just want to kind of introduce all those pieces of the puzzle as I'm going to ask Jay here in a minute to share how he's seeking contentment. So lots of things. And like I said, as I've interviewed people, there's lots of different, friend Rick Leach from Indiana, he and his wife both had pretty major health challenges in the last 18 months. So, we have different things going on and you guys with your job and some house things and different stressors going on, kids slipping away. So not that you worry about them, but you think about them and some of especially when you're so close to Minneapolis, Minnesota right there. So I want to read 4:11, 11 to 13, and I'll kind of turn it over to Jay and let him share some insights and thoughts on seeking contentment. So Paul always introduce this passage and talk about, Philippians 4:13. Paul writes, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, depending on what translation you have there, different ways. We all know that verse, even a person that's not a Christian or, people that are vaguely familiar with the Bible, that's one verse that they've probably heard. A lot of times in athletics, we bring that up. We can win this game. We can fight through the adversity. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And it's good to bring it up in those contexts and be familiar with that passage. But as we read the first 11 and 12 of Philippians 4, it kind of gives some interesting kind of oomph to the verse. I ask people a lot of times that know Philippians 4:13. I said, "Hey, do you know verse 11 and 12?" And they kind of look confused, like, "Wait, what? Why are you asking me that?" But if we look at the context of that, of course, as stories have context and verses have context in the Bible. But as we look at the context of that verse, it gives some enrichment into that verse. I think he says in Philippians 4:11, I'm not saying this because I'm in need, for I've learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through Him who gives me strength. So I think this is probably about the only place in the Bible where our English word contentment is used there. Kind of interesting. But as we look through these times and kind of some challenging times, like I said, I wanted to interview people and kind of get their spin and their idea on what they're doing to seek contentment. Because there's so much disarray, even I didn't even mention the political season of some implications there of things turning upside down a little bit here and there, perhaps. So what are you doing, Jay, to try to see contentment in your life as we kind of set the stage there?
Well, one thing you want to do is just keep your eyes on the rock. You've heard that probably 1,000 times. Keep your eyes on Jesus. And times we feel sincere about the other. We hear it, yeah. But we have to do that. We have to remember no matter what He's in control. So over the years, if you work there, I have been content. I used to be taking personality high school drag, fixing my complacent,
Mm.
but you do learn contentment. And it is hard, just as it is tough. Hopefully, that's all people faster than they can. Yes, very contentment. Learn this two-shot pass, let's get off stress, whatever, just keep on keeping on.
Mm.
It's about movie, Galaxy Quest.
Mm.
That movie is a spin-off of Star Trek.
Yeah, kind of a humorous thing.
Yeah, like he said, never ever surrender, and that's just what you have to do. You don't quit fighting, you don't give up, you don't surrender, but you remain patient, guys, and so yeah, that's contentment.
Mm.
Frustrated, I get a little, it's kind of put together and be content, don't be complacent.
Mm. I like that. I don't think anybody's brought that idea because there is the challenge of sitting idle and eventually maybe becoming content with being complacent, and I'll just sit here and let everyone else take care of me, perhaps. It can become a bit dangerous. But what are some ways? I know we've talked a little bit about contentment before, but I know you mentioned that's kind of the first time you've noticed that word, learn to be content. What are some things maybe that's help you to learn? However old you are now, I won't make you say that, but you said, 56, okay, mid-50s. So you learned that over time, from your 20-something self compared to your 50-something self. What are some things maybe that have helped you learn that contentment, you say?
I don't really know how to answer that.
Yeah, it's a little abstract thought of it.
Yeah, it is abstract, but it's a good thought. I don't even listen to the regular radio anymore. I listen to all the Christian stations. Just hearing the song, talking about contentment, not frustrated. I had it's just every time just learning. These things really stress me out, really get me out. And it's just I really that you're not in control, and God is. Let God take it. He's fighting us. And keep praying and talk to Him, talk to Jesus, and they will guide you through this. So, and when I see it working in my life, I can go into details. I see it working in people's lives. And that's part of it being contentment. You just know. You eventually start listening.
Oh, He is watching over me. He is taking care of me. We have enough, am I as rich as I want to be? No. Do I have everything I want? No. Do I have everything I need? Yes. We have a roof, we have cars, we have clothing, we have food. Yeah, I have plenty of food, obviously. So, yeah, we're doing all right. So, and that's good. Am I going to stay right where I am? No. Always, I think that's one thing He wants us to do is improve ourselves, and then we help others improve. But yeah, I'm content. This is where I'm at right now. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to, even though I'm, because look at it. We have unemployment. We have some relief programs from the government.
Yeah, it helps. And, so I'm taking the time to finish our house and go find a job. So before I find me, it's a pretty good time.
Yeah, to be in that position.
Debbie has a good job. So we're doing all right. So,
Funny thought that occurred to me. I mentioned in some of these interviews. When we look back on our lives and see some places where maybe we've had some times where we have questions of what am I going to do or how is it going to turn out, or I was thinking of y'all's military background a bit. How many places did y'all live? Okay, so there's some over how many years? Like 13. Okay, I didn't know. But I know y'all travel around some, but yeah, I'm sure there's some times where you look back on where am I going to be next year, or maybe they said, hey, we're going to restation you somewhere else. You don't know where it is, or maybe you do know where it is. And still go, oh, geez, how's this going to turn out? But I was going to say, looking back on those situations, you look back and you kind of go, you know what, God really took care of me. Even though I questioned, or maybe I had some curiosity, some wonderment as to how this is going to pan out. wheel it back and go, okay, I'm okay.
Story on that. I got out of the military, and I turned down to eight. I had a friend who worked assignments, and I was at the end of the Wilson extent, and
He told me, he called me and said, Jay, if you re-enlist, they're going to send you to Korea for a year, and that's by yourself. The family doesn't come. And then you would go home for a month or two, and then you're going to Syria. That was during that time frame.
So they already have that. You were coming back.
and I was trying to go. We had tried for years to get
What they call a company where the wife and kids could go with me. So like Germany, Japan, Italy, something, England, something like that. Right. And they had never allowed it. Now they wanted to take me. Well, Debbie and I had our family, our children, and we weren't going to disrupt their lives. We had seen it cause devastation to a lot of Christian families. And
Being a part, yeah, for a year.
I never regretted getting out of the military. I enjoyed it, but it was
somewhat stressful because we didn't know what we were going to do. But at the same time, God took care of that pretty quick. And I never regretted it. We chose family over the military. And
It's a stress. It can be a stressful environment. I'm sure.
I started to realize that I was never stressed and a little bit.
And I think when we talked a little bit about contentment before, you also talked about Debbie, your wife, kind of rubbing off a little bit, maybe in the sense of helping you foster contentment a bit more. Or,
Of course, the God's in touch with marriage. The husband and wife complement each other. So the strength and weaknesses. Something to keep focused on the things.
yeah, through some of those challenging or questioning times, maybe.
I'm giving up a paycheck. I'm giving up medical benefits.
she's like, we'll be okay. Yeah, and we were.
Yeah, good. There's, I know y'all traveled a lot of miles and a lot of places kind of through life and with grown children now, and even I guess still traveling quite a bit with grandchildren, seeing the grandchildren. Yeah. Well, good. Anything else come to mind on kind of seeking contentment? That's a good discussion there. Okay. Yeah, so you'll have that moment. All right. Well, thanks for visiting today a little bit, sharing some of your life, and as we talk about seeking contentment, hopefully you guys watching or profiting from these videos try to re-advertise on our Facebook page and the page, there are chronicles on our church YouTube page. There's a tab or a bookmark on the YouTube page with all these interviews, so you can go back in one spot and kind of go back and look at a lot of those interviews. But a lot of good stuff. Like a lot of people from different perspectives, young people, older people, late people from different locales. So it's been really fun catching up with my friends online as well through this venue, and also having them share some insight and wisdom. So hopefully you're profiting from this as well. So let's go ahead and close with a prayer, and we'll wrap up. Father, thank you for a new day as we go into October and towards a little bit more fall weather. We're thankful for your creation that we see and enjoy, and pray that as we go forth that we would seek to appreciate it, take care of it, that we would take care of loving our neighbor as you call us to in these bit stressful times. Some of the virus things going on and some of the division that causes, and also political things going on for the next month or so and a little longer perhaps. Pray that you be with our country and be with us as we go forth as individuals, that we would seek to love our neighbor and that we would seek to love you with all of our hearts, soul, mind, and strength. And pray that we would be a light shining through you as we go. Thankful for Jay and him, a bit of his life with us, and his wife Debbie, and their relationship and their children and grandchildren. And pray that you bless them in every way and take care of them, their children and grandchildren, until they see them again. We're thankful for this mode of technology to be able to share these thoughts and to communicate and in so many ways, and pray that we would take advantage of those things in learning and giving and things as time goes forth, and pray that soon as the governments, local governments and national governments and state governments will try to open some things, pray that they would be do that and do that in a healthy way, and also in a way that we can move forward to have connections and fellowships and extracurricular activities again, and football game here on Friday night. Pray that you'll bless those activities with all the kids, and that they would be healthy and safe as we go forward. Thankful for the blessings we have in you, as we mentioned in the interview, as we look back on our lives, so many ways you bless us, and today as we think so many ways you bless us, and pray that we would not take those for granted, but that we would give you thanks and praise, and also seek to be your servants as we see how you blessed us. Thankful for blessings in eternal life as well that we have in Jesus. In his name we pray. Amen. All right. Thanks for visiting, and I hope you have a good day. And I hope you go forth and bless someone today. And I know that